All praise and glory, honor due unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rahakadash. Only give double honors to the apostles, elders, and prophets, and no respect to the brothers teaching the truth all over the globe, and to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the globe, and unto the confusion faced with join unto our ranks, and also sincere shalom to the Akim and Aquas that are listening and learning. I'm coming at you with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And the title of this lesson is basically the kingdom is being transferred from Esau to Jacob. And also it could be that I could title Esau treacherous deceit is coming to an end. Either one of those titles will suffice this lesson. And the reason why it's that is because of you see that all other nations are dealing treacherously with Esau Edom. And Esau Edom knows that his kingdom is coming to an end. And, and Esau Edom knows that he got his powers through, unrighteous dealings. And, he got everything by deceit, by rape, rob, and murder. And his kingdom is coming to an end. And his kingdom is falling right before your very eyes. And for those who don't know, you just waking up to the truth. Esau Edom is so-called white man, and and the Most High allow him to rule over Jacob because we sinned and we fell short of the glory of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And and the Most High had given the earth into his hand. I'm gonna read that scripture real quick. It's Job 9 chapter 24 verse. The brothers bring it out a lot. The scripture reads, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judge thereof, and not where who is he. That first part said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It's talking about Esau Edom. And like I said before, the reason why Esau Edom is in power is because the Most High allowed him to be in power because, Jake, you black, Latino, Native Americans, we fell off and we broke the first covenant of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we end up being in slavery. We end up being in captivity. We end up being at the bottom because of our people disobeyed the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And that's reason why, we are at the bottom, We're at the bottom in the land of our captivity. We seeing Jacob rising up now, but, according to Deuteronomy 28 chapter, verse 15 through 68, we're still living out some of the curses. Until your house shall return. But yet we see Esau Edom, the curses slowly starting to come off us, but also starting to fall on the other nations. And the scripture also said the Most High is visiting the earth, which he made, and he's doing that through the plagues. You see our plagues that are falling throughout the world, man. And who's in charge of the world? As I told you, Esau Edom, he's in charge of the whole world. His main base, which is here in Babylon the Great. Because the military might here in, America, Babylon the Great, we got military bases all over the world. And, about us having military bases all over the world showing that, Esau Edom is in control of this world. Hence Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And he covered the face of the judge thereof. How he did that. By whitewashing. He whitewashed our history. Basically saying that the fake Jews, according to Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. And I'm finna get that real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to Job 9, chapter 24 first. That's a very familiar scriptures. I probably read Revelation 3, 9 too, but I'm gonna start off in Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. It reads, it said, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That second part of it, he said, the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews are not, but the synagogue of Satan. But the first part, talking about you black, Latino, Native Americans, you Israelites, it reads, I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. It's talking about us, we're rich in faith, and we're rich in these jewels, this wisdom, knowledge, and truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that he has given to, he given us through the Ruach HaKodesh, he given us through Yahweh Shai as well. You know, the scripture said, in Revelation chapter 1, well, it's on, talking about, on down to, it's chapter 2, on down, well, actually it's in chapter 3, like it, brothers, talking about the church of Philadelphia, go ahead and read that real quick and go back to Revelation 2:9. This to the church in Philadelphia. It said, to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things said he that is holy, he that is true, he that had the key of David, he that opened it and no man shut it, and shut it and no man open it. They're talking about this wisdom and knowledge of this truth. Yahweh Shai, he has the power to open up your wisdom and knowledge to get this knowledge and this truth of his word. He also, if you bugging out everything, he had the power to shut your knowledge and wisdom for you not to receive the truth. That's the reason why the 2/3 of our people can't receive the truth, because Yahweh Shai closed up their knowledge. For them receiving, you can just break down the scriptures, you can break it down to a T, you can break it down to a science, and our people still won't get it. The 2/3 still won't get it. Why? Because Yahweh Shai had closing up their knowledge for them not to receive this truth. But, getting back on point with with scripture, going back to Revelation 2:9, the second part said, I know the blasphemy of them which are Jews and are not, but synagogue saying, right, talking about those Khazars over there in our lands, they're saying that they are the Jews. They saying that they're us, man, they're the Israelites. They saying that they're us. But actually at the same time, they saying that they're us. But we all know, they're not us. They can't never be us, because if they was us, if they was the actual Jews, I'm gonna say that if they were the actual Jews, Yahweh shall already be returned. America, Babylon the Great already been destroyed. The kingdom of heaven already been established, and everybody that's not, not a Jew, we'll be enslaved. We'll be bound 1,000 years in slavery, and we're bound 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. The kingdom already be established. But guess what? That hasn't happened yet, because those folks in the land saying that they're Jews are not, but the God is saying, they put themselves there through the Balfour Declaration in 1948. I believe it was December 14, 1948, when they made it official that, Israel became a state. But, that's neither here nor there. But they're saying God is saying, because Yahweh ain't came back yet. Yeah, he on his way back, but he hasn't came back yet. That shows that these are not the real Jews, man. And they're not. And I'll read Revelation 3:9 real quick. It said, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and to worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. That's going to be at the end time. Yahweh is going to make them fake Jews over there bow down to our feet and worship us, because they're going to know right then and there who the true Jews are, which are your black Latinos and Native Americans, man. And you got confusion of faith there amongst us too. They look like the other nation, but their seed line goes back to being the Israelite. Their seed line goes back to, they being the Israelite. So we're going to have confusion of faces that's going to look like us. I believe in Daniel chapter 9, if I'm not mistaken, say among us are confusion of faces. But, that's not the lesson. But I want to bring the point out that, Esau, Edom, how they got their land through rape, rob, and murder. Even Revelation 2:9, 3:9 tells you that, they saying that they're us, they claim our heritage, saying that they're the Jews. They saying that they're the real true Israelites. They the most welfare state and welfare country in the face of the world. You got the United States, America, Babylon the Great comes to give them, I believe, around roughly $3 billion or more than that. They get money from us from the United States every year, from Babylon the Great. And why? Because, all Esau, they all in this together, man. They support one another. Yeah, you got the other lower class Edomites, diming out the Amalekites, which they are all Edomites, by the way. All of them going to go into judgment. All of them going to go into slavery. They're going to do their 1,000 years hardcore slavery. And your house we're going to round them up, and they're going to be done away with, man. Esau, Edom, they got their riches by rape, rob, murder, and deceit. And we already know that. And getting back on point, we can go ahead and read Ecclesiastes. This is an apocryphal book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 8. It reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's how Esau got the kingdom, through rape, rob, murder, and deceit. That's the reason why you see now, if you look in the news, like I said earlier, one of my other videos I did today was about the oil tanker, man. They saying that, Iran, U.S. saying that Iran was responsible for blowing up the 2 oil tankers. And the reason why they're trying to blame the Iranians, we all know that it's under false pretense, so that way they're going to use the justification reasons to go over there and go to war with Iran and trying to, take down Iran to get the Strait of Hormuz, so that way they can get their oil supply. Because America, this country was found on bloodshed, man. This country found by Esau, Edom, it was found on bloodshed, it was found on rape, rob, and murder. And that's what they're trying to do to Iran. They're trying to go over there, take the country, trying to take about unrighteous dealing with deceit. Deceit means lies. Deception. They go and tell that, the 2 oil tankers they blowed up, Iran did it. So they give them a justifiable reason to go over there to Iran and to take their oil and take their resources. And so that way they're trying to use that as an excuse to go over there and trying to take the resources from them. That's what it's all about. It's all about getting that oil. That's what this whole war about, and that's what the elites want to do. They want to steal all the resources, that's all. They want to take over the resource. They want to take over every aspect of our life. That's the reason why, they're pushing this mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, which you can read that in Revelation chapter 13 when you got time. About the mark of the beast. It's the RFID chip. It's a literal mark. They're gonna make it mandatory for you to get it. If you don't get that mark, you can't buy no sale. Unless you have the mark. You can't. Or they could shut down your bank account. If you ain't got the mark, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no resource. You don't have anything. And that's the reason why you got to rely and depend on the power you have about Shemi Shah in order to get through this time of Jacob's trouble. You can read that in Jeremiah 30 and 7. But the elect's gonna be saved out of it. But and getting back on point with Esau, this his whole MO. It's always rape, rob, and murder. That's always been his MO. And the Most High gave the earth to his hand because other thing of our sin, and we fell short of glory. How Shemi Shah. That's the reason why we're at the bottom, because our forefathers disobeyed law, statute, commandments of Yahweh Shemi Shah, and they broke, they broke the first covenant. For you Christians out there, the covenant was only given to the Israelites, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not given to the whole world. Everybody can't everybody can't be saved. The only people that can be saved is the Israelites. But getting back on point, I'm sorry for ramming off a little bit, but we know that Esau's have control right now. He's going to be in power. When Yahweh returns. Let me get a quick scripture out of I wrote it down. Let me get a quick scripture out of the Apocrypha again. This is going to be 2nd Ezra, very familiar scripture. The brother bring this out a lot too, but it's prevalent to this lesson. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7, start verse 7. We're going to get that real quick. Chapter 6, verse 7. It reads, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall the end of the first, or the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right, they're talking about, the kingdom being translated from one people to another, man. It's going to be transferred from Esau, Edom to Jacob, but Esau, Edom not going down without a fight. Because you can also read in the book of Revelation about the war in heaven. Let me get that real quick. I wasn't mean to get that, but that's there. I'm going to go ahead and get it real quick. Yeah, go ahead and get this real quick. The the book of Revelation. Here it is chapter 12. I'm gonna go ahead and start at verse 7. It reads, there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither were they found their place any more in heaven. For in verse 9 said, and the great dragon which was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth. Excuse me. And the angel was cast out with him. Right, I'm gonna go back and break it down. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, it says there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought his angels. That's not literally talking about a literal dragon that's fighting the dragon. You got to understand scriptures. The dragon is talking about Esau, Edom, and the EU, man. Talking about it's going to be war in heaven. When they talk about heaven, not talking about up there where Yahweh and Yahweh. It's talking about the heaven that's here on the earth, the sky. It's going to be war in heaven. That's what it's talking about. It's going to be a literal fight in the sky. You're going to see the chariots of Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, or Yahweh, and the host of angels are going to be fighting against Esau, Edom, and the European Union, which is known as the EU. All the other nations are going to turn around. They're going to be fighting each other first. In World War III, it's going to be thermonuclear war. They were fighting each other first. It's going to be an all-out war, and then they're going to be shooting nuclear missiles. At the place before the nuclear missiles hit, Yahweh is going to return. He's going to gather up the whole full-let, and they're going to stop fighting each other. And they're going to turn all their missiles, everything pointing to Yahweh and the host of angels. And then it's going to be that, it's going to be that war in heaven, It's going to be, they was talking about that war in heaven. In that dragon is, Esau, Edom, Esau, Edom in the EU. The 7 heads and 10 horses, that's the EU, the other nations. And that horse that sits upon the dragon is the miracle Babylon the Great. It's the leader of the European Union. That's the reason why they have all these summon means. A lot of these means based on how they can keep us suppressed, how they can keep us down and stuff like that. Because Psalms 83rd chapter talking about all the nations that were confederate against us. You Black, Latino, Native Americans, all the nations conspire to keep us in the bottom. That's the reason why you can have Moab, which is the Chinese can sell fake hair to you in your neighborhood. That's why you have like Esau and them, they build liquor stores in your neighborhood, and you got the you got all the other nations, the East Indians, Elam, them, they owners of gas stations in your neighborhood. Everybody's benefiting off of us. Just like, the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, and the dogs represent the other nations. The rich man represents Esau, Edom, because, the earth is given to their hand. And Lazarus represents the Israelites. We're poured down, pressed and trodden at the bottom. I'm sorry for, rambling on a little bit. I was just trying to give a little explanation on what's going on about this war in heaven. But, Michael and the angel fought against the dragon. The dragon fought the angels and prevailed not. Neither was they place found any more heaven. It's talking about, Esau, Edom being put down, being put out of rulership. When they're talking about they place found any more heaven, heaven is talking about a kingdom. It's talking about their power. It's talking about their rulership. Because Esau's ruling everything. He's ruling the whole entire earth. He had, especially here from Babylon the Great, he had bases all over the globe. Even though the Amalek, they still Esau, man. They still the Edomites, so, and they ruling everything. This is their heaven. This is our hell. What we're going through. We're going through pure hell because we the first one get fired, and we last one get hired. They, in society, they call us 3/5 of a man. They call us 3/5 of a human being, and then they got unrighteous laws and things set in place to keep us from progressing ahead in life. Look at the what they did when we had Black Wall Street over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's another one that we had. Well, I believe it was in Chicago. Our business was thriving and doing well. Esau Edom got jealous, and they, basically the Black Wall Street over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had crop planes and stuff, and they bombed the place. They destroyed it. But it's part of the curses because of what we have did. But getting back on point, they're gonna be knocked out of rulership because I read in 2nd Ezra 69, Esau's the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of their fatherhood. When you read that scripture, Revelation chapter 12 verse 8, it said, "And prevail not what they place found anymore in heaven." It's talking about they being knocked out of power, they're being knocked out of rulership because Yahushua is gonna personally come back and deal with Esau Edom. I'm not going to it, but you can read that in the book of Isaiah chapter 63 verse 1 through 6. It's talking about Yahushua returning back, and he's gonna personally deal with Edom. He's gonna personally deal with with the Lucifer, the light bearers, the Illuminati, the higher anarchy per se. He's gonna personally deal with them. That's the reason why they in control of earth because in this time frame, when in Romans that I believe Paul said Yahweh told Yahweh said that he told Pharaoh, "In this time I raised thee up so I can show the world my power." And that's the same thing he's going to do with Esau Edom. He raised Esau Edom up. He's letting him be at the top. So the way he's going to show off his wrath, he's going to show off his power. That he's going to take down Esau Edom through his son Yahushua and the judge of hosts of angels. And Yahweh willing, he's going to do us with that spiritual power. And we're going to get a piece of Esau Edom and the other nations. And that war in heaven. Like I said, it's gonna be coming classic here on the up in the skies, man. You're gonna probably see the planes falling out the sky being zapped to powder. It's gonna be chaotic, but if you are to let Most High is gonna Yahushua and the judge host angel gonna deliver you out of that trouble, man. He's gonna deliver you out of that trouble, and guess what? And everybody else who ain't, if you wicked 2/3 and you're the other nation, guess what? You're gonna get hit with the thermonuclear missiles, and it's gonna be a wrap for you, especially in Babylon the Great. But yeah, you're gonna have other people. You have people, other Edomites, the other nations that's going to survive. But guess what? They're gonna be survived, so that way they can be rounded up, and they're gonna be put into slavery. And they gonna be allowed to have his children. Their children are gonna be going to slavery. They all of them gonna serve out their 1,000-year punishment. Especially other nations, they gonna serve out their 1,000-year punishment too. But Esau, Edom out their 1,000 year, they'll be rounded up, and the Most High gonna do away with them. The other nations are gonna serve their 1,000-year punishment. But guess what? They gonna be served in the kingdom just like it's supposed to be in the beginning. Scripture said that He made the world for our sakes. And you probably say, well, all this got to do with the lesson. It got a lot to do with the lesson because we're still talking about what's going to happen. What's going to happen with Esau Edom. He's going to be taken out of power. He's going to be taken out of power. And getting back on point, verse 9, it reads, "And the great dragon which will cast out the old serpent, which called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, he will cast out into the earth, and his angel cast out with him." Right, that means that Esau Edom and the other and Esau Edom and the European Union gonna lose heavily in this battle. That's really why Donald Trump, in the United States, they pushing this Space Force program, cause they know Yahushua is gonna return back. He's gonna return back. He's gonna return. He's gonna redeem his chosen, his people, Israel. the 144,000, 1/3. They know this. They know the scriptures. That's the reason why they see all these movies that come out. I think the reason why I ain't seen it yet, it's called Brightburn. You know, they giving you a fear pit. They letting you know that they letting us know that they know that Yahushua is gonna return, and he's gonna take them out of power. They know the scriptures, man. That's why they could put in movies, and they know that the 2/3 not gonna wake up to it. They think it's just entertainment, but it's a message behind that movie, The Brightburn. I haven't seen it yet, but a lot of brothers say it's a real spiritual movie. But how well now, I get a chance to see it. But getting back to verse 9, it said the great dragon which would cast out the old serpent which called devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and the angel was cast out with him. The angels talking about the rest of the European Union. The devil was talking about Esau, Edom. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan that's sitting on the left hand side of Yahweh. He ain't talking about him. He's talking about his physical counterpart, which is so-called white man. Esau, Edom is the physical counterpart. The word devil means they are deceiver. They same seed. They from the left side. They were cast out. They trying to fight against Yahushua and it's a jealous host of angels, and they're gonna lose heavily. Verse 10 says, I heard a loud voice from saying in heaven, and now is come salvation and strength, in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. That's what they do. They go to us. They go to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua and trying to accuse us and say, look at your people out there whoring out. Look at your people out there eating pork. They eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Look, your people don't believe. They still worshiping Caesarea Borgia, white Jesus. Look at them. They doing all that because they're upset because they lost their birthright, man. But Esau sold birthright to Jacob. Some lentils, man. I believe it's a bowl of beans per se. They call it lentils. Stay with the scriptures. He sold the birthright for a stomach. For one, you read Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16, 17. That he for one morsel of meat, he sold his birthright. He said afterward he realized he gonna inherit the blessing. He was rejected. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua rejected Esau, Edom, and they mad to this day. That perpetual hatred is always there. But you want to read about it. You can read, believe it's Genesis chapter 27, around verse 8 through, believe around 42 or 43. It talks about, about the blessing, about Esau crying over the blessing, and then he had it hard. He wanted to slay Jacob. That perpetual hatred always still there. You can read. I believe it's in the book of Amos, if I'm not mistaken. It said for 3 transgressions and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. For Esau, Edom, roughly paraphrase, said he pursued his brother with the sword and he cast off all pity. Esau, Edom always have perpetual hatred against us, and they always dealt deceitfully against us. That's the reason why they lynched and hung our people, and they took pictures and they sent postcards of our people getting hung and getting lynched and stuff like that. Now they trying to take it out the history book. They trying to erase the history because they trying to cover up all the crime they committed. But scripture say he made Esau bury. He cover basically cover his secret parts. They can't hide anything anymore because the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not going to allow them to do that. But the next scripture is Romans chapter 9, starting at verse 10. It reads, let's see, I'm going to start at verse, I'm going to go ahead I'm going to start at verse 6. It reads, as though the word of Yahweh has taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which all Israel right. Let me get clarification on that. when it talk about that, when it said they are not Israel, which are of Israel, it's talking about the 2/3 that are on this side. They're wicked. They're gone. They can't get the truth. Yeah, your house shall don't shut they understanding. As he expounded on the Church of Philadelphia, he can open that understanding and he close your understanding. But he close understanding of 2/3 they can't get it. They're not Israel on this side, even though they are Israelites through the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But because they rejected the truth of Yahweh Bashim Shah is not dealing with them on no level. They're not Israel on this side, but they're still Israelites, but not on this side. But they're gonna be reborn in the kingdom of heaven, and the scriptures say He's gonna put His law in our inward parts. So that way we won't be going out, we won't be doing what we want to do. We're gonna be living righteous. Everything's gonna be done in righteousness. But getting back on point, I just had to explain that a little bit so you can get an understanding. Verse 7, it said, not because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children, but in Isaac shall I see be called. Abraham had different, he had different kids. He had Ishmael, he had Ishmael with Hagar, he had Isaac with Sarah, excuse me, and he had Keturah, he had 6 other children with Keturah. So even though he had 8, I believe he had 8 children, but Isaac was the promised seed. Ishmael was seed of the flesh. And, Isaac was the seed of the promise. But, I'm not going to get to all that. That's a whole nother lesson for another day. Brothers already done broke that down, so I'm not going to get into it too much. Verse 8 said, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh. It's talking about the Ishmaelites. It's talking about, Keturah of the 6 kids. But, basically, let me tell you, it's talking about Ishmael. The Ishmaelites, they're the children of the flesh, he had a child with Hagar, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But the children of the promise are accounted for the seed, right? Talking about the seed of Isaac and Jacob. Seed lines Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you're not from that seed line, you're not an Israelite. You're not an Israelite, period. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Have to be from that seed line. It's not a color thing. That's for you BOIs out there. But getting back on point with the lesson. Verse 9, it says, for this word of promise at this time will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even our father Isaac. For the children not yet being born, neither have done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not a worse but him that calleth. It was said to her, the elder shall serve the younger. Verse 13, it said, as it written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. That's fine. That doesn't need no explanation. And Most High rejected Esau. He loved Jacob. He let him know that the elder gonna serve the younger. He's gonna choose Jacob over Esau. He rejected Esau. And that's the reason why he got the Edomites. They hate Jacob to this day because, they got rejected by Yahweh, by Hashem, Shah. He didn't want them. He wanted Jacob. He wanted the black, Latino, Native Americans. 12 tribes of Israel. He said that, we're special people above all people. You can read that Deuteronomy 7:6. But getting back on point, it said, verse 14 said, what shall we say that there's unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. In verse 15 said, he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not him that willeth or him that runneth, but Yahweh that showeth mercy. And listen to this. Verse 17 said, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore had he mercy on whom he have mercy, and whom he will he harden it. That's the same thing he doing to Esau Edom. Esau Edom can't receive the truth because the scripture said let favor be showed to the wicked. He cannot learn righteousness. That means that Yahweh shall not dealing with them. He ain't dealing with Esau on no type of level. You know, he is not dealing with Esau on no level. That's the reason why you can't go to the Christian church, because the Christian church tell you, oh, God loves everybody. No, God does not love everybody. Yahweh does not love everybody. Because if he did love everybody, you know, all them folks got killed in the flood. You know, all them folks got killed in the flood. So that kills that doesn't he loves everybody. And he made it very plain. He made plain Malachi 1, chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, talking about he rejected Esau. He hated Esau. He made his place desolate. You know, he called him the boy of wickedness. You know, it's all throughout the scriptures, man. You know, Esau is hated because the Most High ain't dealing with him. He ain't dealing with him on no level. So anyone you come up here talking about some, you know, God love Esau, thou shalt not, or who are Edomite thy brother. You know, they got the translation wrong. It's actually Assyria, but you know, I'm not according to that. You know, you do your own research upon that. You know, Job chapter 15, verse 29. It reads, he shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the profession therefore upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness, the flame shall dry up his branches, and the breath of his mouth shall he go away. Let him not that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. You know, there's Esau Edom. You know, he's going to be brought down to a lower state. You know, his day's not gonna be prolonged. Everybody think, well, there ain't nothing going on with Esau yet. He's still getting away with us. Still getting away with shooting us down in the street. He's still dealing unrighteousness. You know, he taking our taxes out of our check. He dealing unfairly. He doesn't pay us our daily wages like he's supposed to. He waits for a week, and then after a week, he give taxes out of our check. Man, we don't never have none for ourselves. But guess what? All that's going to depart, you know. And it's going to depart because it's going to come a time that, you know, well, it's at a time now that, you know, all the jobs are shut down. They send jobs overseas. That's the reason why you can't get jobs here in America, because, you know, Most High is gonna do a work on Esau Edom, and there's nothing that he can do about it. And you see it now. You know, you have spiritual eyes to see what's going on. The Most High is putting everything into place. He's the master chess player. You know, there's nobody that can beat Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai in chess. You know what I'm talking about? He's putting all the pieces together. You know, slowly but surely. You might think he ain't working, but guess what? He's working. He's working on our behalf. He's working on the behalf of his people. But mainly his whole for elect. Esau Edom. You know, his kingdom is finished, man. You know, his kingdom is finished. He knows that it's finished, and there's nothing he can do about it, man. There's nothing he can do about it. And that scripture is Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. It said it reads, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. You know, that's Esau Edom for you right there. His mouth is full of curse. You know, he cursed you how about Shem Hawashai. Everything he does contrary to the scripture. That's the reason why they know they like the Sabbath day. They know, knock it, bros. They know that we supposed to celebrate the Sabbath day, you know, according to the full moon. And we're supposed to have time off to worship Yahweh about Shem Hawashai. But this devil, man, he'll work half to death on the Sabbath day, because he knowing that you supposed to have that day off, and you know, and they gonna continue to work, That's the reason why, you know, the father, you know, on the 7th year, you know, you brother could correct me, on 7th year, you know, you supposed to let the land rest, but they don't believe in the land Sabbath. They don't even believe in the actual Sabbath that, you know, we supposed to rest. You know, they changed the times and the season, man. They changed the times. Said, oh, the Sabbath day is on the Sunday. You know, but they don't go by the full moon. They don't go by the full moon. You know, the Sabbath is according to the full moon. You know, I'm trying to make plain, every month. You know, the Sabbath day change according to the full moon of the month. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Verse 8, it says, he said it in his lurking place of the village. In his secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And they're talking about Esau. Eyes are set privy against, your Israelites, man, your black, Latino, Native Americans. You know, he in his secret place does he murder. How does he murder? He shoot our people down in the street. They take crafty counsel against us. How they gonna destroy us? It's all throughout Scripture. You can read the book of Esther. That just because Mordecai didn't bow down to Haman, he lied. He lied upon our ancestors, saying that our ancestors ain't listen to you. They ain't listen to your command. They ain't listen to what you guys said. We need to put these people to death. This stuff been going on since that same thing with Pharaoh Egypt. This stuff been going on for since the beginning, man. It always been a righteous hate, not righteous hate. It always been a hatred against our people, man. It always been a hatred. But Yahushua gonna come back. He's gonna set the record straight. He's gonna come back. He's gonna do away with the Esau Edom. He's gonna put them down. He's gonna put them into a lower state, especially these elites, man. They really gonna be put in a lower state. They gonna be put in. They think they're gonna hide in their bunkers and they think they're gonna get away. But guess what? The Most High said, according to Scripture, if you climb on top of Mount Carmel, he's gonna take them down. If they hide in the sea, he's gonna come in, the Leviathan gonna come and bite them. They're gonna dig in hell trying to hide in the bunker. He's gonna pull them up. You can't escape the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You can't do it, man. You plotting against us, man. You plotting against the people of the Most High. You're plotting against the men of the Lord. You're trying to shut them up. You're trying to get them off the street. You're trying to shut down the YouTube lesson. You're trying to shut down the channel. You're going up here. You buffering the channels when brothers doing live streams, edifying the sheep. You're doing all this stuff, but guess what? You are doing all this stuff to your detriment, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is gonna deal with you. And he's gonna deal with you in a harsh manner, man. Well, verse 9, sorry about that. Like a brother reads, he lied away secretly as a lion in his den. He lied and wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draw into him in his net. He catch the poor by crafting. Man, he used deceit. He used the Christianity to get you people that are entering don't know Yahweh Hashem and Yahushua. He lied away. He lied away to trying to divide and keep us from getting the truth, man. That's the reason why he invented Christianity. So that way we want to get the truth. He wants us to believe that the Most High loves everybody, in which he doesn't. Verse 10 says, crouching and humbling himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, God has forgotten. He hid his face. He will never see it. That's their attitude, man. Their attitude is that they believe they have not done nothing wrong. Every time you talk to Edomite, you tell them about slavery, about the stuff that they have done. They will quit and say, oh, we didn't. I want them. My forefather did that. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But guess what? You're benefiting off the backs of our forefather. You're benefiting off of it. So you just as guilty as the one who did the crime, man. Let's just use for example. Let's just say, you ride out with your homeboys. Just as an example. Your homeboys had stopped, won't stop at the bank. And they go in there and they rob their bank. And they rob their bank, they get in the car, you drive off. And when you get caught, guess what? Even though you say, I didn't rob the bank, I ain't had nothing to do with it, but guess what? According to the cop, you still accessory to the crime. You just as guilty as the one that went and robbed the bank, because guess what? They pretty much gonna say you was in on it too. It don't matter, cause if you there at that place, you're guilty, man. And that's what the Edomites are. You said, well, Yahweh ain't seen us do it. But guess what? Yahweh has eyes all over the earth. In Scripture says, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter. That means everything that you do, you can't hide from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He knows everything. He knows every secret counsel that you are doing. And he's sitting up there, and in the third heavens, up there laughing at you. Like he like, man, these idiots don't know what they talking about. They don't know what they do. He's already know what they're gonna do before they even do it. So you can't hide from Yahweh Shem Shah. He knows that all the crowns for counsel what you're doing. He shows it through his prophet, man. The prophet, he gives prophet to secrets, because scripture say he does nothing but he reveals the secret to the prophets. So guess what? No, the prophets already know what you're gonna do before you even do it, because Yahweh Shem Shah showed it to them. And that's the reason why they can prophesy things before it even happen. They prophesy things before it even take place. And especially the downfall of this kingdom. They prophesied about the downfall of this kingdom. And guess what? It's happening right before your very eyes, It's happening right before your very eyes. A lot of brothers scratching off scriptures that I already read. It's probably going to end up being 2 parts of the series. Because Esau Edom is done, man. He's done. And there's no way he can get out of this. And the next scripture is Psalms chapter 36 and verse 3. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He had left off to be wise and to do good. He devised mischief upon his bed. He set himself in a way that is not good. He abhor not evil. And that means that these Edomites, man, they practice, wickedness, man. I read in scripture, I can't find it, but it's talk about these guys are wrestlers. They wrestle if they can't do no mischief. They practice it. They practice evil upon their bed, man. That's what they do. They practice evil. They practice wickedness. They practice things to a point that all they think about is wickedness, man. All they think about is trying to take down Jake and trying to keep Jake as the Lord's state. If it was up to Esau, man, I'm telling you this, if it was up to Esau, he would have us all locked in chains. He would have all round up. And he would have slavery done all over again. That's how wicked these people are, man. And Yahweh Shem Shah is going to judge them for that. About the righteous undiligence and deceit and all the wickedness that these guys have done. Yahweh Shem Shah is going to judge them, and he's going to judge them heavily for that. He's going to judge them for the wickedness and the things that they have done to his people. They're not going to get off, and they're not going to skate off scotch-free. They're not going to skate off, scotch-free. And they're going to have to be punished for the crimes that they have committed against the Most High chosen people. But that's going to do it for part 1 of this lesson. It's going to be a part 2 coming up. I want to break it down so the lesson won't be too long. We already at the 48-minute mark. So that's it for a lesson. I want to say all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Rahakadash, double honors to the apostles, prophets, and elders, enough respect to the brothers teaching truth all over the globe. Until next time, Yahweh willing, Shalom and a Bible ball, and your brother continue to stay circumspect in Babylon the Great and throughout the world.